You know, we have over 400 members of this department. There's no one that doesn't know somebody active, retired, that either has cancer or has died from cancer. It affects everybody.
When I started, it was a very distant recognition that cancer exposure or exposure to carcinogens was a possibility, but it wasn't expressed as a concern. We were pretty much told, just wear your gear all the time. Wear your gear all the time and you'll be fine.
It was always, you know, a badge of honor, you know, who had the dirtiest gear, the nastiest gear, the blackest, most burn up. You know, it was, you know, how tough a firefighter are you? You know, how much heat can you take? How many fires have you been to? And you know, you kind of wore it proudly.
When I first got on the fire department, if you didn't come back with insulation and soot just covering, you know, when you got out of a fire, you had stuff on your helmet and your gear. It's like, yes, I am a man. The culture back then of taking your air pack off, monitor the atmosphere. You know, the fire's out. Go ahead, take that air pack off. You know. If it got bad, you pull your hood up over your nose and mouth, and that's crazy when you look back on it. It's like, what in the world were we doing? My name is Brian Gross. I've started with Lubbock Fire Rescue April the 26th of 1999, which is 20 years now. I'm a lieutenant at Station 16 on A shift. When I came on, I went to 9, and we had one of the old Mack reserves there, and I always, my bed was on the wall where the air conditioner was, and all the side of that was that old Mack, and every time you started it up, it blew black soot into the air conditioner, which blew it into the bedroom. And you know, to today with everybody being, you know, all the clean issues and all the plumbing events and all that, it's quite the change. Never dreamed I'd be in this position 20 years ago. No signs and symptoms whatsoever. I was doing 14, 15 miles of cardio every day at the gym. I was 6'4", you know, 220 pounds of tier 1 firefighter. No signs, symptoms, and I just made it a priority to be one of the guys that, you know, doesn't retire and die. And this life scan came around, and I thought, nah. And the more I thought about it, time went on, and you know, I just simply asked him, I said, hey, you have any spots left? And he said, put you on the schedule. And that night when I got to the station, I looked at the schedule, and it was actually in a testing spot. Went and did it, and one of the first things you do, or at least I did, was the sonogram part of it, where they sonogram all your organs, and that lady was like, she's like, I don't like that a bit. You got something going on here. She says, you have any signs, symptoms, peeing blood or anything like that? I was like, no. And so we went and scheduled my regular doctor. He looked at the test, and he's like, well, let's send you for a biopsy. And they went in and did a needle punch biopsy, and February the 26th of this year at 7:36 at night at the fire station, I get a phone call from the doctor's nurse. called me and she said, "Hey, this is Sam with Dr. Beck. I need to let you know you have cancer." And I'm like, wow. She said, "Yeah, you have clear cell renal cell carcinoma." And I hung up, and I was kind of, you get hit by a ton of bricks, but we're all tough, what we think we are. So I had the scan December the 18th of 18. Went to my GP around the 7th or 8th of January. Between that time and February the 26th, I had the biopsy. February the 26th, found out I had cancer. March the 21st, I was in the hospital having it cut out. And, it seemed like it moved slow, but at the same time, it seemed like it was like a blur. The surgery, they removed they thought it was a stage 1 cancer, but it was actually a stage 2 once they cut it out and started looking at it. They cut out my left kidney, the adrenal gland, all the lymph nodes around it, and enough tissue to make sure they had good margins where they were going to get the whole tumor and leave nothing behind. And that was the size of a football. I had it cut out. It was basically 3 months of laying on the couch in agony. And I don't want to sound like, yeah, it was painful.
Whenever we had Brian Gross get diagnosed with cancer, we were glad in a way that we found it, but we were like, this could happen to any one of us. And we helped Brian get the treatment, get the surgery, anything that he needed. Like I say, we were there for him. But I think a lot of guys realize that this could happen to any one of us. And it's not something that we just need to sweep under the rug and forget about. This is what is affecting us on a daily basis. Brian Gross is here with us today because of the live scan that we did and because of the movement we've had, for the cancer prevention. Our association has been very proactive in this. We realized that there was a need for it. We've gone so far as getting a second set of gear for our members. We've got a second Nomax, so when they get back to the station, we can wash their gear and they have a clean set to put on in case they catch another fire. We have also designated one of our stations as a wash station, a laundromat station, let's say. We've got extractors there that extract the carcinogens from our gear. So if we go into a fire, we're going to wash their gear. We're not going to be putting on old dirty gear anymore. And I think that's a big, big plus from our admin and even our city council.
One of the biggest things, and I think has been the most impactful, especially early on in our program, was the decision to go to 2 sets of bunker gear. We felt that having 2 sets, we could guarantee each firefighter the opportunity not to be in dirty gear. We had 1 extractor for the entire department, and logistically, we didn't have the capacity to wash that many sets of gear quickly. And we thought that opened people up to increased exposure. So we decided if we had 2 sets of gear, they could wear their second set that had been cleaned while their first set that had been exposed to all the products of combustion at the scene could be cleaned. Once you have the tools in place, the 2 sets of bunker gear, the enhanced medical physical, you have to concentrate on behavior and culture change. Then that's when the firefighters have to step up and show that they are taking it very seriously, that they appreciate the money that's being spent. So you have to do qualitative analysis to make sure that they're doing the good on-scene decon and that they're not taking their gear in. No matter how tired you are at 3 o'clock in the morning when you're trying to get back to bed, it's easy to just walk into, the dorm with your turnout still on, but you have to show that we're using the tools that we've been given.
With the second set of gear, with the extractors, something small is not even taking your bunker gear into the station anymore. I mean, those are steps that we can take, and if we keep taking those steps, like I say, I hope it can help us out in the long run.
I think one of the reasons that we're ahead when it comes to cancer prevention for the men and women of Lubbock Fire and Rescue is the relationship they were able to build it on. We've got a relationship that I think is built on trust. It's built on communication. That foundation of relationship has allowed us to make investments. And it may have been up front a big investment, but even if it did cost twice as much, if we can help save lives, I think it's the right thing to do.
I do have to give all the credit to our city leadership and to our city council for being approachable about this topic and realizing that yes, it does cost a little more money, but the investment that they're making in the people of public safety makes for better public safety. This is one topic that labor and management need to work on together. The harder we work together and the more we work on these solutions in a joint fashion and then present them jointly, I think the better off we'll be and the better result we'll have.
If the association hadn't been pushing, I don't know where I would have been. They were able to present stuff to the city, and the city was receptive, and they all were able to work together. And if the city and the association hadn't been proactive in their thinking, I'd probably still have cancer, to tell you the truth. Just thank our admin, and the union. If they hadn't pulled together for me, I'd have been in a world of hurt. I mean, I owe them the rest of my career. I mean, I wanted to use this to help firemen not become part of the problem. I want firemen to know that the association is there to help on a local, state level. If one fireman can learn from me, then this is all worth it. You go ride an engine and you go jump on, go fight a fire, okay. You don't have much time to think about it, if any. Cancer. You got plenty of time to think about it. You talk about thinking you're tough, no. If I can get one guy to learn, just hear that. We do some swashbuckling stuff, but when you get cold, you got cancer, you're going to be thinking about it. And cancer will lock me in a dark closet and whisper through the keyhole, I'm going to kill you. I'm clear cell renal carcinoma, and I'm going to kill you. And it did it every second, every minute, every day. And brother, if I can keep one guy on this fire department from having that experience, then my entire life, it's not just my career, my entire life has been worth it.